This is the new BMW 5 Series Touring, and just like the saloon car, you can get it with radio controlled parking where you control it using the key. Now, being the more practical estate, you do have to pay a bit more for it than the saloon, so it starts from around £38,000, which is about £2,000 more than the saloon. And if you click up there, you can go to carwow.co.uk, you can get offers back from 5 dealers and buy at a price you're confident in. So on the inside, it is rather like the saloon, up front anyway. So quality is really good in here. I think the material quality in this 5 Series is better than the equivalent Mercedes E-Class and the Volvo V90. In terms of the design, maybe not so much. Have a look at it. It's smart, but it's a little bit on the bland side. One thing I can't fault though is the infotainment system. It's blooming brilliant. So you have this huge high definition screen here. You can control it using the swivel wheel. You can control it as a touch screen. There's voice commands if you want to use them. There they are there. I'm not going to, yes. I'll cancel that. And you can also do stuff with gesture controls by waving your finger around like that. There we go. And I can alter the volume by doing that. Go away, volume. So there you go. Also as standard, you get digital dials. So yeah, comprehensive in terms of the infotainment system. I always say it, BMW iDrive is the best. Now if you click it there, you can see my full in-depth video review of the infotainment system. In terms of practicality, yeah, you've got big door bins, the glove box is an all right size. There's a secret cubby down here, not so secret because I've just told you about it obviously, and some more space under here as well. In terms of equipment, it's pretty generous right across the range. So as standard, all models get stuff like digital radio, you get dual zone climate control, you get cruise control with automatic braking. Yeah, but obviously being a BMW, you can spec it up with loads of stuff like that. Remote control parking I showed you at the very beginning. Now, being the Touring, the body shape is obviously squarer, and that does mean a little bit more rear headroom. However, I should warn you, if you go for the sunroof, it does eat into headspace ever so slightly, and someone well over 6 foot will probably struggle for headroom in this car, but not, like I said, if they don't have this sunroof. What you do get in the Touring is bigger rear windows, and you get this extra window back here, so it does make it feel a little bit lighter than the saloon, but other than that, it's business as usual, and it is like business class back here. So there's loads of knee room, lots of room in the footwells. The seat, actually the seat bench is, well, it's really, really deep as well, so there's lots of under thigh support. It's definitely more comfortable with 2 in the back than the equivalent Mercedes E-Class estate. It is, it's a lovely thing to do distance in the back. In terms of sitting 3 though, it's not so good because this middle seat really is very narrow. It's quite hard, it's quite raised up. There's this big hump in the floor as well. Yeah, so the Mercedes is actually better for carrying 3 at once in the back, but for 2, you're gonna want this 5 Series. In terms of added practicality, so yeah, there you go, you've got some cup holders there, which is quite nice. And if you want to carry skis or longer objects, there's still 2 rear passengers, you can fold down this central seat. So there we go. Obviously the main reason you're going to buy the Touring is for added boot space. As you'd imagine, there's quite a lot of it. Come on, automated tailgate. It's actually not that slow compared to some of them. I love the way, you didn't see it, but this slides up out of the way. Hey, you can see it working now. It slides up out of the way, just like that. Thank you very much, BMW, to give you easy access to whatever you may be carrying. Now, I didn't need to pick that up because I can slide this straight out because you've got no load floor. You've got this scuff plate as well, so you don't scratch your paintwork. Under here, there's a little bit of storage. I'll come back to that later on in this video, all right? And yeah, you've got this parcel shelf here, which isn't too difficult to remove. I'll show you. There can be a pain on these kind of cars. I'll just press this button here and out with it, and it's relatively light as well. You've also got this netted one here, which I'll just detach. Try and do that. It's a bit more of a fiddle. It's always hard to do this when you're trying to do it to camera. There we go, got it, finally. And then I'll just remove this one by pressing these buttons. Once again, once you're used to it, it's actually quite easy, though this one is heavier. Now this netting function, I'll show you in a minute what you can do with that. But first, I'm going to show you the load space. Nice square shape, very big. Not quite as big as a Mercedes E-Class estate, but not far off. Now you fold down the rear seats, you do it electrically like that. Obviously it's a BMW, you don't want to be doing things manually, do you? And then you've got this nice flat load floor. Like I said, I was going to show you this. I'm just going to run round, pop in here. So if you've got a really, really big dog, you know, Great Dane or something, you can then put this net up there and he can be roaming around in the back without kind of leaping through to where you are. Now, if you want to see more detail on this car's practicality, click up there to watch my detailed practicality video. See what it's like with 3 people in the back and just how easy it is to fit a child seat. Okay, that's the walk around bit dealt with. Now it's time to hit the road to see what this car is like to drive. It might be a pretty big car, but the 5 Series Touring is actually quite nice to just potter about around town. Now, part of the reason for that is that as standard, you get air suspension at the rear, and that means it deals with bumps very well. Be warned though, if you go for larger alloy wheels, that does make it feel more bumpy. However, what you can do then is upgrade to adaptive dampers, and then you get adaptive on the front and the back, and then you can press a button down here, put the car into comfort mode, and it slackens off the suspension, and then it deals with pretty much anything you can throw at it. For instance, this car is on 20-inch alloy wheels, and it doesn't feel too bouncy at all, which is surprising. There is one small problem, it's maybe the sheer size of this thing. The back window isn't particularly large, but the rear pillars aren't too bad for an estate car. There's lots of glass back there, so the rearward visibility is pretty good. And if you click up there, you can see for yourself by joining me for a 360-degree passenger ride video. As you'd imagine, this is a super relaxing car on the motorway. You don't really need any more than the 2-litre diesel because that's punchy. The only problem is when you put your foot down, it makes a bit of a racket when you rev it. This car's actually got the 3-litre diesel engine in it, and it's smoother, it's quieter, and it's got loads of performance. I mean, this thing really does fly. In terms of economy, well, this engine's supposed to do 51 miles per gallon. I'm actually getting 39, which is, it's actually all right considering the size of this car and the amount of performance you have from it. All cars, as standard, get an 8-speed automatic gearbox. You can change gears yourself using the paddles, and the shifts are fast when you want them to be, or really smooth when you're just cruising around. It's really impressive. But there is one question. Is this car as relaxing as the Mercedes E-Class estate? And in terms of noise, there's nothing in it really. Maybe this car has a touch more tyre noise, but then it is running on 20-inch wheels with run flat tyres, and they tend to be a little bit more noisy. So yeah, there's not anything to choose between the two. It's a really relaxing car, what can I say? Now, when you encounter a twisty road, you can press this button down here and put the car into sports mode, and if you have the adaptive dampers, it firms them up, and that keeps the body nice and flat through the corners. The only thing is that I don't think this 5 Series Touring is quite as sharp to drive as the saloon version. But you don't buy these types of cars to go throwing down a back road every day now, do you? Now then, it's time for the carwow 5 annoying things about this car. This remote control key may seem high-tech, but the screen is so slow to respond. It's like the screen on some old mobile phone from the noughties. I don't know why BMW put these silly bits of plastic trim on the digital dials. It's just unnecessary. This shiny black trim scratches really easily, so it won't be too long before it's looking tatty, plus it really shows up greasy fingerprints. Ugh. I don't know why BMW insists on putting a super fat steering wheel on M Sport cars. It feels like you're holding a mountain bike tyre. While the iDrive infotainment system comes with Apple CarPlay as standard, it doesn't have Android Auto. In fact, you can't get Android Auto at all. Yet everyone knows that Android is better than Apple. Yes, I bet that's just triggered some fanboys. Feel free to comment on that below. Thankfully, this car has plenty of cool features, which helps make up for all this. Here's 5. This new 5 Series is around 100 kilograms lighter than the old one, thanks to various weight-saving measures. For instance, the boot lid is now made out of aluminium to save 5 kilos, though you'll never have to lift it because obviously it's electrically operated as standard. The electrically operated steering column has absolutely loads of adjustment in it, which is perfect if you've got silly little T-Rex arms. Rah! You can open the back window separately to the rest of the boot, which is ideal for just chucking things into the back of the car. The amazing 360-degree surround camera view allows you to look around the car and actually change the angle of the camera, look, using gesture controls. And you can see some of the other cars we're filming today. Look over there, what's that, a little white thing? It's quite a lot of fun actually. Thanks to the Wi-Fi hotspot, everyone in the car can connect a mobile device to it. So look, I've got 5 devices here. Actually, you can connect twice this amount, 10. Why would you need to connect 10? Now, if you click up there, you can go to carwow.co.uk for more information and to compare offers on the new BMW 5 Series Touring. So then, what's my verdict on this car? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should you should shortlist this BMW 5 Series Touring. You know, it's got some great gadgets on it and it's a lovely thing. It's just not the very best premium estate car you can buy. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and click on our logo to subscribe to our channel. Also click on the video windows for more CarWow videos. Now then, did you spot the Easter egg in this video? It was a picture of the E34 Touring, the first 5 Series estate car, on the mobile phone in the car's cubby.